Oh my God, if I die, I'm a legend. When they lay me down to rest, I know I was always repping. Oh my God, my whole life.
Hello, beautiful people. I believe you are doing well wherever you are this time of the day. Actually, this is 4:06 p.m. over here in Rwanda. All right, so this is your brother and friend Francis from Ebuba Africa Media. I want to believe that, in whatever situation you find yourself and whatever you may be doing at this point in time, that you are well, you are doing great, and that you are maximizing yourself and your potentials. Now, real quickly, let's get down to the business of the day. There was a video I saw. To be honest, it's not something to be happy. It's a video about a gas motor accident that happened quite a few days ago. All right, and when I saw that video, a lot of things were going on in my mind, which made me, to come over to make this video and to share my thoughts with you. And it's based on that thought that I coined out the subject for us to have a look at, which is debunking the myth of witches and wizards. Debunking the myth. Friends, when I choose to make this kind of videos on using these subjects, I don't mean to, ridicule your opinion or your views for the religious people about what they believe when it comes to such subjects regarding to witches and wizards. All right, but then it is for us to be able to have the right worldview, looking at such issues together as a community, all right? Then, which I would like you to give your own feedback based on what we're about to discuss. In my country, Nigeria, there is a whole lot of, so much belief is there when it comes to witches and wizards. People, you realize that fear have made people, not faith, fear have made people to be so much afraid. One of the mentors I follow on his page, he said, the blood of Jesus has made people, the shout of the blood of Jesus, let me try to remember the way he coined it. The shout of the blood of Jesus is fear-driven, it's not faith-driven. If you are conversant with the way Nigerians pray and with the way Christians, they attach themselves to that statement, the blood of Jesus, you will come to realize that it's not out of, if you dig down deep into it, you realize that it's not born out of faith, but out of fear. All right? So having said that, let's continue to the business of the day. So there is time, and I think that is now for us to debunk this issue. Because when just take an opinion poll, you see that many Nigerians, an average Nigerian, believes that most of the accidents happening in our highways, in our motorways in Nigeria, is caused by witches and wizards. Especially now, it is the ember season, like the ember months, the last 4 months of the year, the September, October, November, December. Majority of Nigerians and Africans, but at least I have to narrow it down to Nigerians because I know this is a problem of the people where I am coming from and where I have stayed most of my life. So I can say to a great extent, they are comparing it with what is happening over here in Rwanda. So many people believe that at this time of the year is a time witches and wizards they go for blood. So let me tell you my own thoughts, having seen this bloody video of, it's very bad. The driver was killed in that accident. Most of the passengers, about 5 of them, if not more, died instantly at the scene. And I didn't see another vehicle, where there is a head-on collision, you could say, but just the bus by the side of the road, and people took the videos and sent it out. So now let me make it clear, and with the reasons, why most of these accidents are not caused by witches and wizards, but the carelessness of we humans. Yeah. Also, contributing to the fact that with these following points, you also want to agree with me or disagree with me. But at the end of the day, I want to see your comments and your feedback. All right. So, see, there is a whole lot. There is a whole lot. But number one thing that is affecting my country, Nigeria, is the absence of law and order. The absence of law and order is the number one enemy of what is happening in my country. We don't have law and order, so that has resulted to people doing whatever they want to do. Everybody behaves the way he or she likes and gets away with it. There is no law and order. People don't follow traffic rules. Drivers go to the street, to the road without driving licenses. People forge their driving licenses. A whole lot. That place is in total disarray. You see, this is number one reason. You see, the random motor accidents in my country. The number one reason, absence of law and order. There is no traffic rules. Even in some cities where you see the traffic light and some of these rules, they don't obey it. Everyone flouts the rules with reckless abandon. That what are you going to do? You see, really, sometimes I don't even know how to discuss the problems in my country. Is very, very complex. But the number one thing, the number one factor why these things are happening is simply no law and order. Everybody behaves, sorry to say, in a lawless way. It's not almost going down to become a state of anarchy. But I pray that will be redeemed very, very soon. Otherwise, it's not something to write home about with. All right, that being said, I believe you are taking notes, and then you give me your own opinion, your comments regarding what we are discussing. This very factor is what is used to build virtually all the developed countries of the world, whether in Dubai, developed cities, Dubai, Singapore, America, UK, France, every country of the world that is developed, whether in the West, whether in the Middle East, whether in Africa, the few ones, because there is in Africa, of course, regardless of how it is, there are few countries and cities in Africa where there is law and order. So I have to acknowledge that and give kudos to the government that has succeeded to do that, because it's not easy. All right? Many developed countries and developing countries, emerging countries that is doing well, there is always this law and order. It's a very great factor that can bring in order in the system, on the structure of the governance. Now, law and order as well, it attracts investors as well. The importance of law and order, it attracts investors. It brings about a good system that enhances the sustainability of any nation or country. Okay? I'm just looking at briefly the importance of law and order. It positions a country as a brand, of course. I'm using my experience in Rwanda. It positions a country as a brand and attracts investments and tourism. Yes. I had my experience in Dubai, UAE, and I have my experience as well now ongoing in Rwanda. I know that these two countries, they benefited a lot, and they are still benefiting from the presence of law and order. As a matter of fact, the level of security in UAE is mind-blowing. Okay? It's commendable. All right? And that is where you see the beauty of investors pushing in their money, and the tourism is very high, year in, year out. They have a lot of people, visitors, trooping into the country in UAE. Okay, now let us not make this video long. Also, the beauty of law and order, it assures there is an assurance of security of lives and properties to a great extent. It's not as if there is 100% or zero crime, but then to 90%, 95%, even 98%, there is an assurance of lives and properties. People are a bit secure in a system where you have law and order. All right. So let us now look at the causes, other causes, because we have seen one, which is the absence of law and order. Now, we're going to look at the rest of them, the things which are causing road accidents. And that's why, remember the subject, debunking the myth of witches and wizards. Okay? We want to use these things, these points, to really understand that these are the issues on ground, not really any witch or wizard causing accidents. Remember, I'm not attacking your opinion, your worldview, your beliefs, but then we have to put these things straight so that way people can see the actual problems on ground, not modeling issues up with non-realistic facts. There is no attachment, there is no value attached to having a traffic rules. Even the few driving schools that are available over there, I'm not sure how they are doing, because there is this mindset. People don't even believe they need to go and pay and go for a driving school. There is no importance attached to driving school, going for driving schools, going for driving lessons, understanding traffic rules, and being able to obey them. There is almost zero tolerance. Means not zero tolerance, but like no attachment. People don't regard it. I have not seen the many years I lived before I left the country. Rather, what you see is that people go. Sorry, I'm laughing over these things because these things are serious, but then it's very common there. People go to mechanic workshops and talk to the mechanics, and the mechanics sometimes are the ones teaching them how to drive. You can imagine the automobile mechanic that doesn't have even a license to drive a car, taking out cars from the garage where he's working and going to teach someone who are maybe giving him some tips on how to handle a steering on the road, for crying out loud. Friends, this is very, very pathetic, to be honest. It's very, very pathetic. And these are the causes of death on the road. Not any witch, not any wizard. These things are the things causing death on our roads. People don't attach any importance to understanding rules. Though there are none existing, I would say, in some cities of Nigeria we have visited. But then, I don't know, the callousness is too much, friends. All right? It's too much. And then we have this factor of the bad roads. Bad roads. Born out of no proper maintenance of our roads. Even though most of the roads are not constructed in a quality way from the outset, but then at the same time no maintenance. So this is another great factor affecting people's lives. People are dying careless deaths. All right, people are dying careless deaths, and it's very, very sad. I will try to see if I can add that video, but it may not be important. But then, if I can blur the scenes and blur the pictures, because YouTube will not allow me to post graphic pictures that way, I think they will give me a strike. So it's very sad. When roads are constructed, they are poorly done, and with still at that poor nature of it being constructed, they are not maintained. All right, you see potholes everywhere, you see bad roads, you see erosion causing problems here and there. Still, nobody cares. What a sad situation, friends. And then, last but not, it's not the least, but then you see that side by side, the fact that people don't attach importance to most government in the state and the federal level don't attach much importance to maintaining our roads. Then you see people also, individuals, don't take responsibility over their vehicles because of this poor mental attitude towards maintenance culture. The way it is towards our vehicles, the way it is to our health. Friends, this is truth. This is the obvious truth. People don't go to hospitals except when they are down in sickness, which is a bad practice, including myself. Before now, it used to be a problem to me, but not until I realized it lately, that there is need for one to be going for maintenance, overall body checkup, every quarterly. It can be once every quarterly. It can be once in a month, depending on financial capacity. But then it is something worth doing, friends. And then look at it. That is the same mentality that we have in our vehicles. Most people don't care about maintaining their vehicles. Most people don't take their vehicles to mechanics just to do random checks on the engine, on the tires, on the entire the structure of the car, the systems. All right, we are systems as humans. Also, the cars are systems. Different components brought together, fixed together to be running as an engine. But then with these things needs to be maintained, needs to be checked from time to time. Sorry, on this point, it's a general note in Africa, but one thing I am impressed, let me say this at this point, is that Rwanda have a different structure, and that's why I'm amazed, I'm blown away with the great works the government is doing over here. There was a night I was coming back home, a friend was riding me, or giving me a ride to my house. Then I realized how meticulous the man was in driving. All right? And he was at the intersection of each kilometer that translates into another. Let's say, for instance, there is on the road. That was a night I discovered that there are different road kilometers over here in Rwanda. On the same highway you are traveling on, there is a particular place you find out, you see the road sign giving you don't exceed 40 kilometers or 44 kilometers per speed, per hour in the speed lane. There is a way they calculate it. But then I saw that there is a place, the road 60, there is a place for 40 or 44. And at the intersection of each of these, where you have to move from 44 to 60, there is these road cameras. No traffic enforcement. Traffic enforcement cameras are mounted. Traffic enforcement mounted, meaning there is every tendency for the driver who is careless, or who is bent on not respecting the rules of the traffic, not caring that there is a particular place you have to slow down and be using 44 in your speedometer. There is a place you are meant to be using, say 60, or to increase it to 60, not just driving the way you want. So this man was meticulous in following each of these instructions on the road. And I asked him, told me, yes, you have to follow it. And mostly I understand, and I saw it that at the point where you see the pedestrian crossing, there is need for you to slow down. All right? So these things are the things you see that road accidents are highly minimized here in Rwanda. Highly minimized. All right? I have noticed it. I have noticed it. Highly minimized. And by the research and by the studies done on the what traffic enforcement cameras does in the cities where you have them, it has reduced accidents from between 11% to 40% or 44% rather. So you see, there is no such thing in Nigeria, in most cities in Nigeria, if not virtually all the cities. I don't know, but I stand to be corrected. Like I said, I need your feedback, so teach me as well on this subject. There are no cities. It's not common. You don't find it. I've not seen it anyway. All right, I've not seen it. These are the measures government can take to put sanity among drivers, to ensure that people take responsibility while driving. You don't drive anyhow you like. You don't jeopardize people's lives because you are driving on the road. Everyone have the same right, equal right to using the road just as you are. So whatever you do on the road is very, very important. It matters. If there should be the careless loss of lives and properties and people's health on the road, then these measures have to be considered. The government needs to wake up. If at least at the state level, at the local government level, something urgent needs to be done. Otherwise, people continue dying like animals. And they attribute it to witches and wizards. What a myth. I don't want to be, too raw, but those kind of things we say and we believe that it's not true. All right, so I will be ending this video here. At this point, I really want you to send me in your feedbacks and comments and teach me also. There are things I can learn from you. I am not an island of knowledge. I am learning on a daily basis. But I was touched by this video of this very accident, how people lost their life just like that. And then I said, come on, let me put it out in the community so that we can have a critical look at it. All right? Thank you for watching to this point, because I'm sorry it may have taken beyond the usual time frame. So do enjoy yourself. If you're in Nigeria, always drive with care. Don't be carried away by emotions. All right? And then let's hope and believe and work towards a new Nigeria. God bless you. Shalom.